Boom! What's up, Funnel Boss Academy launch padders? Coach Corey here. Together we do it better. Here for day 3 of our training. So the first couple days we went over setting up your personal profile. That's the most important thing, right? We gotta get that set up, ready to go, because ultimately this whole process, what we're gonna be going through, throughout this challenge or this training, is to get people to come to your profile and then either send you a friend request or funnel them into your Facebook group or wherever it is that you're trying to get them to get, right? So profile is first and foremost, get that all set up. Then yesterday we went over finding groups, like how to discover the right groups for you. So again, you don't have to think in terms of what is exactly in your niche. We had one of these questions actually earlier. So pre-divorce, was kind of the question, like their product or service was kind of pre-divorce. So where are those people hanging out, right? Like obviously, I think mom groups is going to be a great one, because anything that has moms in it, they're probably all struggling, and at some point they kind of start having those thoughts maybe when it comes to divorce. So those are going to be great groups to join. It doesn't have to be divorce groups, because obviously that's a little too late in the process, right? But just try to figure out like where people are going to be hanging out, which your ideal client is going to be hanging out in different groups. And again, you're not going into the groups with the intent of, I'm going to start pitching my products and services in the group, right? So you're going into the groups, you're going to become part of the community. You're just going to start commenting on posts, liking posts, and all that kind of stuff. Because what happens, and I'll kind of go over this here in a little bit more detail, but I'm sure you guys notice the same thing, right? If you go and do a post and somebody comments on your post or they react to your post, you get a notification, and then you go and you kind of look really quick. If it's somebody that you already know really well, you're not going to do anything about it. But if it's somebody that you don't really know that interacts with your post, what do? You check out their profile, right? So that's the whole point of having the profile set up first. Then we're going to discover the groups, 5 to 10 groups. And now in this video, I'm going to show you like the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off the screen again real quick. And here we are inside of, Funnel Boss Academy. This is Launchpad. This is our group, right? But I wanted to show you the next process. Once you're inside the group, there's a couple things that you want to do. First thing you want to do is go over here and click on these 3 dots if you're on a desktop. If not, I forget how to do it on a phone, to be honest, but I can look into that. But you want to go to Manage Notifications, right? Click on Notifications. Typically, highlights is what's automatically defaulted. The selection is highlights, but you want to just switch that to all posts, right? And the reason that you want to do this is because you want to get notified every time that somebody posts inside that group. Because if somebody posts a question, especially if it's geared towards your niche or you're the expert in, you want to be the first person in there to comment on that post, right? Like answer questions. That's the first thing that you guys got to do when you start joining these other groups. The other thing that you want to do is you want to actually pin the group. So mine is already pinned, or mine is already pinned, but you can actually pin groups. So I think you can pin up to 10. Last time I checked, you could do 10 groups, and that's why I say 5 to 10 groups. But right here you see unpinned group. That's because I don't have it pinned. But what happens is if you pin the group, when you click on the groups up here, you're going to see over on this left-hand side that I have Launchpad is pinned, right? So those are the groups that I go into regularly. Like there's a whole bunch of other groups that I'm a members of that I don't really go into these groups, I get notifications and stuff. I don't have notifications turned on, but you can see there's just a ton of groups that I'm in. But the ones that I have pinned are up on top, right? So you want to make sure that you pin your group that you're joining. Again, 5 to 10 groups. You just want to pin them, and then make sure that you turn on all notifications, right? So manage notifications, turn on all notifications, right? And then also pin the group. So make sure that you actually pin the group. And that's really it for today's training. Again, I want to make these trainings like super short and sweet. But again, once you start doing this, what you're going to notice is you're going to start getting a bunch of notifications from those groups. Just make sure that you're the first person in there, and just if nothing else, just react with the post, right? So just the hard post or whatever. Ultimately, in the next couple of days, I'm going to show you like how to start just engaging and stuff like that inside the groups themselves. How to start coming up with good content. Like we all talk about dropping value in groups is one of the keys. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how to do that. But in today's video, that's it, right? Just go to the groups that you joined if you already got accepted into the group, and make sure that you have all notifications turned on, and make sure that you pin those groups so that you're going to start getting those notifications, and then you can start going in there and answering questions, or at least engaging with the content that's going on, right? And people are going to start noticing you inside of the group. It's just like if you went to a party, right? And you know the group is the house, so you walk in the house, and now you're in the house, and there's all these people hanging out in all these different rooms or whatever. And what's going to happen is by you reacting or interacting with their post, they get to see you, right? It's kind of like you walking up to them saying, hey, how's it going? And then that's where the power of your profile comes in, because ultimately when you interact with them, they're going to go and check you out. They're like, who is this person? I don't know this person, right? And if you got everything all set up right, they're going to know who you are and what you do right off the bat. And who knows, they might send you a friend request, or you might end up sending a friend request, which I'll start walking through that process in the upcoming days as well. So that's it for day 3, guys. Come back tomorrow for day number 4, and we'll keep this ball rolling. All right, see ya.